A Canadian educational institution is urging more Filipinos to join its growing community. To discuss how, we have the president and CEO of Centennial College, Craig Stephenson. He is based in Toronto, but joins us now live in Manila. Craig, welcome to the Philippines.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the...
So why are you trying to attract more Filipino students to Centennial College in Toronto?
Because we're an incredibly diverse and inclusive environment. Filipino students, along with other international students, light up our classrooms. They bring new perspectives and insights into different subjects and matters, and really add to the value of the learning experience for our domestic students.
So how many Filipino students are currently at Centennial College?
Currently, 6,000, would you believe?
6,000?
Yes.
And how large is the population of the college?
Overall, about 40,000 through the year, yes. And we started with just 13 Filipino students 10 years ago in 2013. So tremendous growth.
Tremendous growth by leaps and bounds.
Yes.
Over the past 10 years, from 13 to 6,000. And where do most of the Filipino students enroll? Which particular courses?
Well, we've got 7 schools, and
these 7 schools are all in Toronto?
No, sorry, the 7 schools are the faculties. We've got 7 areas such as engineering, health, transportation, and Filipino students go into many of these areas. Practical nursing, support work, into culinary, into engineering, cybersecurity, broadcasting. We do broadcasting, storytelling, performance.
We may see a future
yes.
Filipino from Centennial College becoming a top broadcaster.
Well, that's the idea, and both in Canada, but coming back and working with you guys as well. Yeah.
And how long are these courses? Are they 4-year courses, 3-year courses, 2-year courses?
So typically in the university system, it's 4 years.
Yes.
In the college system, it's 2. It could be 3 depending upon the program.
And if it's a 2 or 3-year course, does it also pass as a community college, which could be used as a feeder for our Filipino students to enter a university in Canada?
Exactly. We have a number of agreements, including the University of Toronto, Trent University, and others in the region and beyond, where we can have pathways to those programs. Yes, and it actually would shorten your time at the university because they'll take credits from your time at Centennial.
All right. When we think of getting an education overseas, we always think of the tuition and the fees.
Yes.
They are exorbitant. When you talk about a 4-year course, maybe in a top Canadian university or American university, it is between 60 to 80,000 US dollars a year. How does that compare with Centennial College?
Investing in your future is never cheap. However, in comparison, we do a lot better because we're at the $16,000 mark per year for the colleges, and for the universities, $25,000 and onwards. Yeah.
So it varies depending on the course.
Yes, and it depends on the programs as well, but you could say circa around 16,000 depending upon the program, because there's a lot of investment in the classrooms, and it's not just chalk and talk. There's labs as well, so we have laboratories, pharmacy, engineering, and so on.
So for a Filipino senior high school student who is watching us right now, why should they make that investment of 16,000 Canadian dollars at Centennial College and not just study here in the Philippines?
Because it opens their world to a global world, to a global market, where there's opportunities to learn in a new system and actually contribute to that new system. Also, there's opportunities in Canada. At the moment, there's 370,000 job vacancies in Ontario alone. You look at the health industry, for example, there was 96,000 vacancies nationally in Canada in the last quarter of 2020.
So 370,000 available jobs. But for Filipino students at Centennial College who just have student visas, what are their chances of getting a job in Canada?
So the student visa leads to work permits.
All right.
So you can...
Because in the US, when you finish your university, you go home. That's the end of your tenure in the US.
You're absolutely right. That's a very big difference between
Yes.
the US and ourselves in Canada. We encourage you not only to study in Canada, we encourage you to come
work
and
there as
work
well.
in Canada as well. And we make it relatively easy through the work permit process, and we have advisors, as do other colleges and universities around that.
So does your college help graduating Filipino students look for jobs in the market?
Yes, very much so. Because as you can imagine, if you went over now to Canada, you may have no links, no networks, you may not know anybody. And so it's important to develop those networks and those opportunities. And we do that from day one. So as soon as you come in, there's opportunities for co-ops, there's opportunities for placements, opportunities for applied research, and you're getting to meet employers during your journey. And of course, the career fairs and other opportunities like that as well.
All right. Can you at least give us a ballpark figure, a batting average? Because the Blue Jays are one of the top,
Yep,
baseball
you're
team
absolutely right.
in Canada.
Yep.
So what is basically the batting average of a Filipino graduate from your college to get a job placement?
Oh, we've just done a recent survey for international students, 97%. 97% employability rate. We have one of the highest employability rates in the country for international students in that area.
And of course, if we have more Filipino students working overseas, particularly in Canada, and earn Canadian dollars, and they remit that back to the Philippines, this could be a further boost, not only to the remittances of the country, but also to the Philippine economy.
Absolutely. It's a win-win. It's a symbiotic relationship where I believe both communities can really benefit. And this is also about global collaboration and cooperation. We've just seen a news piece on the climate change. And this is where we want global learning. And we engage in these subjects. And we want people to really get to know each other, learn with each other because of the situations we're seeing with the geopolitics. And I really believe education outside of the UN is one of those rare areas where people from all over the world come together, learn together, dialogue together.
Thank you so much for sharing with us the vision and the recruitment of Filipino students to Centennial College in Toronto. Craig Stephenson, President and CEO of Centennial College.
It's been an absolute pleasure, Rico. Thank you.
Thank you.